What do we mean by globalization, and what can we do about it? One could say that globalization started with the first train. Now, the modern world is irreversibly closing in. 7 billion people, 1 billion cars, trucks, containers, container ships, airplanes, transnational companies, and the internet. The world came across our domestic borders decades ago. It's a normal thing now to see your job shifted overseas, but to stay employed by training to do something more value added. It's a normal thing now to work for a French-owned company and collaborate with an Italian design team on products built from components sourced in China and assembled in Mexico, then sold in the USA to Spanish-speaking customers. Globalization changes the context of who we are, posing threats to our comfort zones and to how successful we can be. International competition depresses salaries and wages and shifts jobs overseas. In fact, the threats posed by globalization have been taking their toll for decades. The average income of Americans has not grown since the 70s. Why hasn't income grown? We can only effectively pursue our self-interest and promote our beliefs and values if we fit in well in the world as it is, if we are globally agile. Technical skill is no longer enough. Now you also need to be able to work across cultures. Back in the 50s, when it was just a matter of sending an American overseas to run the plant in Japan, he was trained in cultural competence. The American learned about Japanese culture and could look the part. Today, cultural competence is not enough. It is frosting on a steak. Today, to be effective, you have to become a bit like the people from the other culture. You have to understand the other culture and be the part. How do we bake in this global agility? By self-managing our global identity. This curious, trusting, and joyful strategy is what we at Global Agility Services LLC call covalence conditioning. Covalence conditioning curates what we do and learn, showing us how we fit in the world and how well we fit in the world. We can then develop those parts of who we are that are bridges to other people and places. There are things like studying body language, speaking and listening well, advancing your emotional intelligence, and global agility training that are the fabric of your everyday life. You don't have to spend time to do them. You do have to do what you were going to do anyway, just consciously and with purpose. Contact us for a conversation. Let's sketch a global agility program that enriches your life.